guys, what's up? This is Mike Ruggiero, another installment for Theory Thursday. Today, the key of G. And simply what I teach my students when I say the word key, or if they hear the word key, I like to install a couple politics, or let's say semantics if you will. Why not think immediately about 7 notes and 7 chords? Now, the key of G. Here's the major scale. I like to suggest to say that, to practice this 2 different ways. Simply, of course, memorize the scale. Start with your middle finger and say do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's very familiar. Everybody has heard of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. What that is the major scale, and that is to instruct the student or the guitar player how to train yourself with intervals and how to hear them and how to identify distances. Very important for all kinds of ideas in music, whether you're improvising or writing, etc. So now, the key of G. Here's that scale. Now each one of these notes comes with a chord. Here's what the chord progression looks like. So check this out. G, A minor, B minor, C. The 5 chord is D7. There's that one, there's this one, there's also this one. So I would suggest learning them all in a neighborhood. G, A minor, B minor, C, D7, and the 6th, very important chord, we call this the relative minor, E minor. This might be a new E minor, and that's okay, let it be new, because we want to go up the scale and learn all the positions while we're going up. It's certainly fine to do this E minor. In fact, if you were strumming G, if you were playing this, that is called a 1-6 progression. Now, one more chord, the 7 chord. This is the one that gets ignored the most by songwriters. It's very difficult to use, but if you're creative and depending on the range of style that you're writing, it's known as the leading tone chord. So it is F sharp half diminished. Now you'll notice that the half diminished sign is a circle with a slash through it. So every note in all of these chords are all the same 7 notes of G. And then we resolve. So we have the tonic, the supertonic, our median, our subdominant, our dominant, our submedian, our leading tone, and then we are home. Now 1-4-5 would be G, C, D. Natural occurring default is the dominant, the 5 chord. You can just play a normal D. Think of it as a big M. I like to teach it specifically because the 5th position is dominant, so let's make it a dominant chord. But just to give you an example, you could simply play the 1 to the 5. Now that's got like a Jimmy Buffett vibe because the dominant chord is bluesy sounding. You have a major 3rd in it and a minor 7. Since you have 2 of these agents working in the chord, it creates a bluesy sound because the major is happy, the minor is sad, the dominant. It sounds bluesy. It's certainly a good idea to associate it with that name, that adjective. That being said, listen. Regular D. This happens a lot in 100 million songs. It's just if the songwriter wants to make it sound bluesy on his dominant chord. Listen to the slight difference or specific difference. There's dominant. So those are some subtleties on the 5 chord that are fun to be aware of. It allows you to make an intelligent decision, you know. Another example, you'll hear musicians say, hey, play a 2-5-1 or play a 1-4-5. The 1-4-5 in the key of G is G, C, and D. Another one popular chord progression would be like the 1, 6, 5, 4. So in this idea, you're not going to play this extended E minor, typically. So 1, 6, 5, 4, 1, E minor's your 6, D7's your 5, and C is your 4. That's a cool sound. 1, 6, 5, 4. And just to orientate us, in the key of G there are 7 chords matching up at the 7 notes of the major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is 1. So when you play the 8, I'll ask you, how many notes is that scale? Every student usually says 8, and I say, nope, it's a 7-note scale because 1 is 8. So you got the big M, little m, big M, the 7, little m, and the half diminished circle with the slash. Guys, enjoy. I'm Mike Ruggiero. If you have any questions, feel free to call me if you have the number, or leave me some questions and comments right here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to see you every week. Have a great weekend.